Baron, of course, is guilty as sin.
Clearly.
Congratulations on
The judge warmed to our case.
Yes, didn't he?
No one wants a scum like that on the streets. No one. The bastard's family was in court for the whole trial. Even the kids.
Clear out the whole lot of them.
Quite so.
Congratulations, old boy. Thank you. Thank you.
You need a drink. Mr. McCandlish.
Yes.
They must be his family. Come on.
Stop these men.
The police are over here. Mr. McCandlish.
Mr. McCandlish.
This man is an advocate depute. He's just been prosecuting on behalf of the Crown.
Mr. James McCandlish. I am Detective Chief Inspector Smith. I have a warrant for your arrest for the murder of Maureen Esther Lucinda McCandlish. I must caution you that you do not have to say anything, but anything you do say will be taken down and may be given in evidence. Do you understand?
Of course I do. You're not even going to allow me to take this stuff off. That's not often we get one of them.
That's why we've turned it into a party. Let's push his face in it.
I will telephone the court. They'll tell me nothing. Because, my good Mrs. Jasper, they are morons.
Archie, he's just arrived.
Can't you see him alone?
He's a potential partner. You should be in on it.
Okay. Yes, Mrs. Jasper, I am very good with morons. Good morning.
Morning, Vicky. Any mail?
Thanks.
Morning.
Mr. Lawson.
Miss Dunbar.
Catherine will do. This is Archie Hussey's.
How'd you do, Archie?
Shall we go through to my office?
Can I borrow this, Libby? Thanks. You seen it?
As you know, we're a medium-sized firm with a good reputation.
Reputation's important.
We think so. We recently lost 2 partners and 1 qualified assistant.
Why was that?
The partners retired. Natural wastage.
And the assistant couldn't keep up with the pace.
She passed over confidential documents, photographs, to our opponents. I dismissed her.
You understand I have various offers on the table.
That doesn't surprise me.
I want to be somewhere where I can take an initiative. I can't work in a straitjacket.
We do encourage a certain amount of free expression here.
Within limits.
Beloved, we have come together in the house of God to celebrate the marriage of this man and this woman, in the assurance that the Lord Jesus Christ, whose power was revealed at the wedding in Cana of Galilee, is present with us here in all his power and his love. Marriage is provided by God as part of his loving purpose for humanity since the beginning of creation. Jesus said, "The Creator made them from the beginning male and female. For this reason, a man shall leave his father and mother and be made one with his wife, and the 2 shall become one flesh."
Can I have some orange juice, Mum?
Mm-hmm. There. Eat up your lunch, Susan.
Are you going into my room, Mum?
Yes.
This is Dominic Lawson. Dominic, Greg McDowell.
You play?
Certainly do. Catherine, do you know we're infested with cockroaches?
We'll contact you soon.
Thank you. Goodbye, Catherine.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Archie.
Thanks for coming. You knew we were interviewing him.
So?
You made that racket for a point. The cockroaches are being dealt with. We're taking him on. As a partner.
That's got nothing to do with me.
If he comes, you'll be working with him.
You're the boss. Well, isn't she?
Susan, where's Mummy?
Through in my room.
I missed you in church.
I had to tidy up in here.
People were asking about you.
Tell them I'm fine.
I want this to be a nice day.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, I give you fire eating! Ladies and gentlemen, I will light the sticks. The sticks are now lit. Ladies and gentlemen, I will now eat the fire! Thank you very much. Next, ladies and gentlemen, juggling. 3-ball juggling.
Is your name Paul David Lucas?
Yes?
Come with us, sir.
What's wrong? Look, what have I done? What's happening? Look, where are you taking me?
Hi. Hey, I dare you to get in.
Is it safe?
Hey, don't mind the body, it's got a fantastic engine.
So I can see.
You have a good morning.
£18.50, 6 invitations to dinner, 9 obscene remarks and 1 indecent exposure. Fair to middling. Listen, I need to drop into college. Will you take me?
Sure.
Thank you. Police arrested a busker this morning.
Oh, yeah? Did you know him?
Everyone knows everyone around here.
What is all this?
Empty your pockets, Mr. Lucas.
What's all this?
Just do as you're told, Coco.
Clown.
Take a look at these, Mr. Lucas. You know him? You were seen arguing with him a few hours before he was killed.
What were you arguing about? Who can juggle the most balls?
Clown like you, wasn't he?
There are lots of clowns in Edinburgh.
But they don't all go around killing people.
Tell us how you did it, Paul.
I didn't.
Ever lived on a farm?
What?
Your parents own one, don't they?
What's that got to do with you?
You're a bit of a rabbit expert, aren't you? Do you know the quickest way to kill one? Crack. On its neck. Dead. And that's how you did it, didn't you? And then you strangled him, to be sure.
I hardly knew him. We argued over a pitch, but I didn't kill him.
Did you know a man's tongue was as long as that?
Excuse me, sir.
What are we doing here?
We're trying to get an admission. What do you think we're doing?
With due respect, sir, if we get any kind of admission this way, the judge would never let it in.
Oh, you let me be the judge of that.
Thank goodness. I thought I'd lost it.
Is that for the concert?
One of my pieces.
Rather you than me.
Let's go.
Hey. You know that I want front row seats.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I want to see if everything they say about you is true.
Likewise.
Forensic.
It doesn't match, sir. It's not Lucas's hair.
We're going to put a potential killer back on the streets on the basis of a hair sample. I don't want Lucas to have a moment's relaxation. Let him know that we know he did it.
He's coming! Oh,
I'm Mr. Lucas's solicitor. He's been released without charge and has been eliminated from police inquiries.
I've seen a lot of your old friends here, McCandlish, those you put away. Some are still looking forward to renewing your acquaintance.
Viv, do you want a lift?
Oh, I don't think so. It's only just up the road.
I know where it is. Jump in.
Really wasn't necessary.
How's Hugo?
Oh, well, trying out.
How are you settling into your new job?
Fine. Been offered a partnership.
Oh, good.
Listen, Kathy,
really ought to. I had no alternative but to ask you to leave. You're giving confidential documents to our opponents, for God's sake.
So you say.
Viv, so I know. Let's try and get a professional relationship sorted out. If not for our benefit, for the clients.
What you did to me could have destroyed my career.
You were responsible for your own actions.
You had no evidence.
You know what you did, Viv.
You just wanted me out the office so you could surround yourself with your adoring young men. Well, you succeeded. This'll do fine. Just drop me off here. You just can't leave me alone, can you?
I want to straighten things out.
Well, I'm straightened out enough, thank you. I'm a partner, respected and valued. I'm highly thought of. Oh, and you'd like to know what they think of you?
Viv, please.
A neurotic woman who overreacts. Totally unsuitable to be a senior partner in any firm. Thanks for the lift.
Good morning.
Morning. Everything all right?
I just met Viv.
Ah.
Even now she won't admit to what she did.
Well, she's very bitter.
Accused me of jeopardizing her career.
Catherine, you've tried to mend bridges. I think we should just leave it. Anyway, this new man, Lawson's been in touch. He wants to come on a 3-month trial period.
Good.
I think you'll want to read this. Thank you for your letter.
Well, the newspaper spoke highly of you, and I've heard good things.
Your conviction rate was excellent. I know you played it tough. I've been your opposing solicitor on a number of occasions.
Yes, I know. I've seen you in court.
You ever think of defending?
Don't you have to believe in your client to defend him?
Not necessarily, but it helps.
Well, I'm sorry I've left it so late to instruct you as my solicitor. I've just sacked the other lot. They weren't up to it, frankly. Here's everything that need concern you.
The court's unlikely to have any sympathy for us.
Have you got counsel in mind?
I hadn't thought.
Try him. He's good.
Yes, he is. I'll need some time.
And my interview tapes.
You shouldn't have those.
What? Friends in high places. Listen to them. You may not need as much time as you think. The evidence is against me.
My name is Detective Chief Inspector Michael Smith. I am accompanied by Detective Constable Frank Murray and Mr. James McCandlish.
I do understand, officer. Ours was a good marriage. She was supportive and loving. To begin with, she wanted nothing in return. It started with the odd side remark about how I was never around when it mattered. She used to say that she was wasting away and that there wasn't even anyone around to watch the decay. So I killed her. She knew nothing of it. As her head broke and her eyes flickered, she knew nothing of it. And I threw her into the sea. It was so instinctive, so right.
I don't know what Philip Jackson's into. I'm sure I'll be overdressed. The others will be in jeans, I know it.
He's admitted to the lot, and so eloquently. The advocate he wants is an old adversary. He's a good defense lawyer, but at its best, it's guilty to a reduced charge of culpable homicide.
He really should have given us some idea as to what he was planning. I'll be overdressed if it's just an informal buffet. On the other hand, he might just want to have a wild orgy. I'm taking your car. I'll be too late for the last bus.
You look fine.
That's about it, really. Any problems, anything that's troubling you, come to me. That's what I'm here for. I don't say I've got all the answers.
Nice place they've got, yeah?
It's one of the perks.
About the only one, eh?
Well, the other one is being able to invite nice people like you lot round. Make sure you get at least one square meal a term.
Hello. The door was open.
Sarah.
Hi.
You know everyone.
Yes. Hello.
Let me get you a drink.
Lager will be fine.
No, Greg.
He's working on a big case at the moment. Thanks.
All work and no play.
That's lawyers for you.
Try to keep away from them myself.
Please, Mr. McCandlish. Mr. Hanson and Mr. Pryde are your counsel. You must help them.
The body. What about the body, James?
Let her rest in peace.
It was seen floating just the other side of the dock, sir.
She'll be rotted to paste by now.
No, absolutely not.
I'm told that a man's voice is better.
Catherine, I have served this firm faithfully for over 20 years, man and boy. I have never shirked.
I know that, Archie.
Ask me to do anything as a lawyer, but this...
We have to compete. Other firms have already started doing it. They've sent me some specimens. We can either adapt them or do our own. And another thing. They're looking for a legal eagle for a phone-in.
Granger and Granger are your kind of people. Personal injury, divorce, crime or commercial. We offer a full and comprehensive service. Our friendly staff are...
I think we could do better. That's why I want you to write the script and record it. Come on, Archie. Man and boy.
Counsel says he never received the brief in Marshall.
Counsel always says that. Roast him for mislaying it.
Oh, and there's a client for you.
I'm not expecting anyone, am I?
Seems urgent. Someone who knows you.
Janie. Oh. It's been a long time.
He makes me down to lie in pastures green. He leadeth me the quiet waters by.
When you stopped writing, I didn't assume anything was wrong. I mean, you always seemed so happy with your minister. What's his name? John. We'll need to get an exclusion order to get your husband out of your home.
I used to be safe in Susan's room, but on the last 2 occasions it's happened even in there. In front of her.
Do you, own your own home? I mean, it's not the church's.
No. No, we own it.
Can I take this home with me, Mum?
Holy Ghost, the God whom we adore.
Bruises. Cuts.
And shall be evermore.
Thank you. Well done, boys and girls. Same time next week, please. In the meantime, see you all on Sunday.
Archie, are you all right? You seem preoccupied today.
I need an exclusion order, and quickly. It's a long time since I handled a husband and wife case.
Need any help?
No, I want to handle this one. The blighter's a minister.
Is it bad?
Well, as yet, he hasn't laid a hand on her, but, well, that's what she says.
So what's the damage?
Well, the man's unstable, apparently. He wrecks everything around him, everything. Especially the things that Jenny values. On the last 2 occasions, it's been the 10-year-old daughter's room. Next time, it could be the 10-year-old daughter.
You sure she wants an exclusion order?
Oh, the man's tormenting her and the child.
If you go for it and get it, forcing him out of the home, that's fine. But if you go for it and fail, who knows what you might push him into? He's not going to like it.
So what do you suggest?
If you go for it, make sure you get it.
Thought you might be hungry.
It's a disaster. McCandlish pleading guilty to murder? He's too senior to be involved in this sort of case. Men in his position just don't kill people.
Right, my lord.
I think he's accepted his fate. You were McCandlish's choice.
It's a great case. High profile. Everybody in the profession will be talking about it.
Most welcome.
We offer a range of services second to none. Second to none.
Sarah?
Hi, is Greg around?
No. Was he expecting you?
Oh, we'd arranged to meet.
Nothing is too large or too small for our expert team.
My lord, before I tender any plea on behalf of my client, I have a motion to make.
What's it like from the other side of the bars, McCandlish?
My lord, as I was saying, I have a motion to make. I fear it is a little late in essence. It is for an adjournment. One has never ceased. I thought we were bound to fail. That judge is renowned for getting on with it. And after all, if we wanted to consider a plea to culpable homicide, we've had plenty of time to do it.
Well, McCandlish is one of them, isn't he?
And ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, I will now make all the balls disappear. Hop, 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 hey! Okay, ladies and gentlemen, my last trick of the day is called frying the egg. Ladies and gentlemen, I will now attempt to fry the egg in the frying pan by the use of the fire-eating stick. Woo! Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hey, hey! Oh. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. If you'd just like to leave your donations in the pan, thank you very much.
He's going to move them on some. Well, they're going to look right pricks when we prove that Lucas did it. Because he did it. Every instinct in my body tells me he did it.
I've looked carefully into this Lucas matter.
The man did it, sir.
Probably. I'm sorry, Michael. There's going to have to be an investigation. Take some leave. It'll have to be an official suspension. Sign of the times, I'm afraid.
See you then. So, Andrew, suppose I wanted to become an advocate. What advice would you give me?
Let's get some food.
I'm just going to make a quick phone call.
Damn you, Greg.
Sorry, I'm not obliged to say anything, but anything you do say will be taken down in your visit. Please speak often.
Hello? Sarah? You there? Hello?
Excuse me, please. You make sure these people move back. Let me see his neck.
Looking for bite marks?
Just let me see his neck, please.
So you made it back all right then last night? Must be pretty absorbing, this case.
Thanks.
So absorbing that you forgot our arrangements for lunch. Again.
I did try and ring you, Sarah.
Bit of an afterthought, though, wouldn't you say? Listen, Greg, you're pretty involved in this case at the moment. I've got the concert. That's very important to me, too. Quite a lot of agents could be there. We're both busy. I love it out here. I love this cottage, but really I should be locked away in the music department practicing.
So what are you saying?
That you'll finish the case, and I'll get through the concert.
Go on.
You haven't got time. I haven't got time. I understand the pressure you're under. I think I should move out.
Move out the cottage?
Yes.
Where are you gonna go?
The halls of residence.
Oh, I see.
I've already spoken to Philip Jackson. He's fixed me up with a room.
Well, that's all done then. You've obviously made your decision.
I'm not finishing the relationship, Greg. I just think it's going to be better for us both if I move out. We're both under a lot of pressure. If I don't move out, it might start to affect us.
Do I have any say in this? Obviously not.
I love you, Greg. And that's why I'm doing this.
Well, you've got a serial murderer. Rabbit blow to the neck, followed by asphyxiation. S.O.S.
Are you sure you want to go through with this, Janie?
I think it'll bring him to his senses. Really, the last thing I want is to take him to court. Don't worry, Archie. He won't hurt you.
You know, I really only do conveyancing.
Oh, and who do we have here then, Jenny? Not seen this gentleman in church?
This is Archie Hoseason. He's a solicitor.
McCandlish hasn't got any fight.
The man must be shattered.
You know, guilty.
Has he told you?
He told me what?
Has he told you that he's guilty?
Well, not in so many words, no.
Until he does, you defend him. No questions.
He's keen to come to the bar. You didn't know?
I'm not his keeper. Of course I knew.
I've heard good things about him.
Oh, Greg's good.
He'd be an asset to the bar.
But that's not why you asked me here.
It's not altogether unconnected with Mr. McDowell. The McCandlish case. He might have been a future Lord Advocate. He had the right political connections, and he was a damn good prosecutor. He must have made some enemies.
What are you suggesting? That McCandlish has been framed? Oh, that's ludicrous. He's confessed.
To a police officer who's presently under investigation.
I hope you like it strong.
Mr. Naismith,
Or would you prefer coffee instead?
No, tea's fine. Mr. Naismith, I think you know why I've come here. I'm sure you're under a lot of stress. Many people rely on you. I'm not unsympathetic, and neither is your wife.
What do you hope to achieve by coming here, Mr. Hoseason?
Your wife has asked me to,
Have I struck her? Does she say that I've struck her?
No.
Then state your business.
It, doesn't need to be physical. I shouldn't have come here. I needn't have come here. I could have gone straight for an exclusion order. That way you'd have been forced to leave this house. That might not be the best thing for anyone.
Get this man out of my house. Now! We'll be fine, Mr. Hoseason. Thank you for your concern.
You wanted to see me?
Sit down. You still serious about becoming an advocate?
The old establishment grapevine got through to you. That was quick. Look, Catherine, you made your position clear when you offered Lawson a partnership. That doesn't leave a lot of room for me now, does it?
You want to run before you can walk.
I just don't like walking.
I think there might be a run on McCandlish. The police officer who extracted the confession has been suspended. As far as the prosecutor's concerned, his evidence could be dead meat in the right hands.
And I'm to be the butcher?
If necessary, yes. I couldn't care whether McCandlish is guilty as sin. If we can get him off, we do it. It's our duty, right?
Right.
We can't wait all night. This woman's just going, and the whole campsite was, come on then, come on. She said, and come on, all the cars are parked around parking, and the beams on her tail, come on, here we go, come on. And she's going, and we're like, come on, get in there, come on, come on. And eventually she went,
Sarah Thompson, please.
Sorry, she's not in.
I've got this stuff for her.
Leave it with me. I'll see that she gets it.
Well, be careful with it.
They hang around in massive groups, right? And there's, for instance, the cheetah, right? One cheater! You spot. Skinny as hell.
Aye.
Starts running up and what did you do?
Listen,
They
can
all
we
run
talk?
away and split up. They should just stick together.
It's a bit difficult right now. I'm with a group of friends. Why don't you come and join us?
No, I just brought some of your stuff, save you picking it up.
You're not banned, am I?
No, of course not.
Why do parents take aspirin?
Come on.
Come on. Headaches.
He's a bastard, Catherine. Just hope to God we can prove it.
I was told the office would be empty.
They're all right, you know, once you get to know them.
Sure.
How's the case going?
Do you want to stop asking me about the case? Sorry. How's the concert? Fancy a nightcap?
Greg, I really should stay here. We did agree.
Okay.
I just wanted to...
Are you keeping?
No, it's your cottage.
There'll be no need for you to give any evidence. I've put it all in the affidavit. It'll be all right. It'll be fine.
You said you only did conveyancing.
I didn't mean it like that. I know what I'm doing.
I understand Detective Chief Inspector Smith has been,
James, did Smith force the confession out of you? Was anything said when the tape was switched off?
Yes. But you can't use this, Hugh. He said that if I didn't cooperate, he'd make sure that I spent my time on remand in a prison holding men I'd prosecuted and convicted without protection. You can't use this, Andrew. I forbid it.
He's lying.
Maybe, but it's a damn good defense.
He told us weeks ago on tape that he disposed of the body in a sack, that he'd smashed their head open. It was graphic.
No body, no problem.
McCandlish is guilty.
Sweet day, so cool, so calm, so bright. The bridegroom of the earth and sky. The dew shall weep thy fall tonight. For thou must only a sweet and virtuous soul, like seasoned timber, never gives. But though the whole world turn to cold, then chiefly lives, then chiefly
I have a warrant for your arrest for the murder of
James McCandlish, an eminent advocate, is arrested and charged with murdering his wife. He chooses Greg McDowell to represent him. Greg's domestic life is being enlivened by his involvement with Sarah Thompson, the music student. The high-profile case is welcomed by Catherine Dunbar, who is still struggling to raise the image of the firm. To this end, she instructs Archie Hoseason to prepare a radio advertisement for the company and to take part in a phone-in.
I think we could do better.
Archie is also approached by Janie Naismith, who is suffering psychological abuse from her husband, John Naismith.
Missed you at church?
Archie ultimately decides to try and obtain an exclusion order, effectively to remove John from the family home.
Okay, Paul David Lucas.
DCI Smith and DC Murray arrest Paul Lucas, a busker, on suspicion of murder. Lucas, in trying to avoid being captured, is killed. DCI Smith is suspended. McCandlish, when arrested, confessed openly and surprised Greg by giving him copies of his confession tapes. The confession tapes were made to DCI Smith. McCandlish now changes his plea.
He's lying.
Maybe, but it's a damn good defense.
He told us weeks ago that he disposed of the body in a sack, that he'd smashed the head open.
No body, no problem.
McCandlish is guilty.
The jellyfish.
It's all right.
How much longer?
Oh, soon.
You said it would be quick. Has something gone wrong?
No, it's all right.
If I don't get him out now, if I have to go home to him, he will end up killing me.
I've got to go in again.
Well, it is Mrs. McCandlish. Dental records, a perfect set of teeth. However, it's not that simple.
And why is that?
She didn't play mouth organ, did she? Or juggle, perhaps? Not a street performer, then?
No, what is this?
The cause of death. A rabbit blow to the neck and strangulation. All the traits of the street killer. And yet, his last victim met his end when McCandlish was safely locked away. I think your Mr. McCandlish is innocent.
The pathologist said he couldn't have done it. His wife was killed in the same way as the serial murder victims. At least one of those murders was committed when McCandlish was in prison.
Well, why didn't McCandlish tell us about his forced confession before? Why didn't he tell us right from the off that Michael Smith had induced it out of him? I mean, that's the first thing that most accused would tell you.
Perhaps he'd had the stuffing knocked out of him. Perhaps he's only thinking clearly for the first time. It makes sense, Greg. Smith is under suspension. He went over the top on the serial murder, caused the death of a suspect. Smith is a prime target for us. Discredit Smith, we acquit McCandlish.
Good with your hands, aren't you, Mr. McCandlish?
Greg's not the easiest to talk to.
You're his superior, Catherine. Make him listen. Anyway, the way things are turning out, it'll take an absolute imbecile to lose.
Detective Chief Inspector Smith is no fool.
That's not how it looks, and how it looks is all that matters in a trial.
It's not like Smith to be wrong.
What does Mr. McDowell think?
We'd be the last to know.
Supervise the case, Catherine. Hanson's a good man. Given the right evidence, given the right instructions, he'll do the job.
Which is?
Destroy Smith.
You didn't have to do it.
I'm not on a full grant. My parents can hardly afford to keep me here. It's the busking that pays for my books.
Your parents would want me to tell you. I have a responsibility. You can't ignore me. You're a pianist, a talented pianist. Now, don't neglect that. If you're short of money, the university can help. And besides, you know what's going on. 2 killings, both buskers. There's a nutcase out there.
I keep photos of old girlfriends.
Trophies?
No. Crutches, more like. To lean on. Just to reassure me that things are going well. Mind you, you only need crutches when things start to break down. That's not gonna happen again. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Really?
My first marriage lasted 3 weeks. My second marriage lasted 4 months. And my present marriage has lasted 6 months. So far.
You're
35. Yes. Get it right, Greg.
Dunbar and Partners, you're in safe hands. You damaged your car, you want to complain. Oh, sorry.
That's okay, Archie. We'll go back to the top. Just relax.
Dunbar and Partners, you're in safe hands. You damage your car, you want to claim. Dunbar and Partners, you're in safe hands. You want a watertight contract, no room for mistake. Dunbar and Partners, you're in safe hands. There's domestic problems, marital strife. Dunbar and Partners, you're in safe hands.
Mummy's very quiet. Life's so dull we have nothing to talk about. Church is looking spectacular. Children have done a wonderful job on the tapestry. Children have been marvelous.
Oh, no, Libby. This is the third one. Unsolicited.
Computer error, no doubt, but they're proud of it.
Greg,
Yeah,
can I have a word?
sure.
It looks as if McCandlish is going to get off.
It looks promising, yes.
You don't sound too pleased.
Pleasure's got nothing to do with it. It looks as if we're going to get a result. That's what you wanted to know, isn't it?
I want to help you.
So how are you going to help me?
We'll work on it together.
Don't you trust me?
Of course I do, but it's a big case.
The file's on my desk. Take it.
Greg, I want to get to know your methods. I want to work with you. Let's stop this macho posturing. We'll work together. We'll make sure we get it right. Equal partners. And who knows, for the future,
And what is getting it right?
getting McCandlish off. Allowing him to walk.
Catherine Dunbar, James McCandlish.
A new recruit. How'd you do?
Things are getting busy, Mr. McCandlish. There's a lot to do.
How are the other prisoners treating you? One of the officers was saying they'd be giving you a bit of hassle.
Nothing I can't handle.
We've got the new trial date. Between now and then, I want as much on Smith as possible. There must be no let-up. That's your job, Greg.
Too dirty for Catherine to do.
No, too enjoyable for you to miss.
Yes?
Mrs. Smith,
Yes?
I'm from the police complaints department. Can I have a word?
He's not here. And don't expect me to tell you where he is. You don't care. You're just here to pin the blame on him. There's nothing more vicious than like turning on like. The police, especially. It's because you're all afraid.
Believe me, Mrs. Smith, I'm not here to harm your husband. I need to know as much as possible so I can help him.
Charlie Chaplin at your service.
He's a good man and honest, committed to his work. Take them.
Well, but...
From now on, they'll always leave a sour taste. Wrap your chips in them.
Hello? Yeah, could I speak to Sarah Thompson, please? All right, no message, thanks.
Greg McDowell.
Yeah? What is all this?
Well, let's start with impersonating a police officer. Who knows where we'll end up? His wife. What did you want with his wife?
I didn't realize she was out of bounds.
Telling her you were a police officer?
I didn't tell her I was a police officer. I told her I was from the police complaints department. There's a difference. Or at least there should be.
What's all this got to do with McCandlish?
I don't know. Maybe nothing.
McCandlish is guilty. I presume you know that.
Is this an interview about my handling of McCandlish's defense? Because if it is, I'm sure the judge, let alone the jury, is going to take a very dim view of me being interrogated about a client's case. What do you think?
You take a lot of risks, McDowell.
You're a friend of Smith's. His wife showed me some cuttings. You did some good work together. I always got it right. This guy, Lucas, he was clean, and now he's dead. All because of our friend, Detective Chief Inspector Smith. Do you fabricate evidence, Detective Constable Murray? How did you force McCandlish to confess?
If you need someone to talk to, as friends, no strings attached.
John, there are always strings. Keep it in mind, thank you. I'll see you tomorrow. John!
I think we should get some help.
Sarah, are you all right? What happened?
I don't know.
Well, you can't stay here tonight. I'll get you another room.
No, I'll sort it out for myself.
Damn you, Greg. Where are you?
Another naughty lawyer.
I thought we stopped locking children up with Dickens.
They let you see a solicitor yet? Well, this is your lucky day. What's the problem?
Stop it! Stop it!
Catherine.
Greg. Come on.
What about him?
Nothing to do with us.
Take it easy, son, okay? How long has that kid been in custody?
Which kid?
The one you threw me in with.
Not your problem, sir.
Come on, Greg.
I want to see his custody record.
It's got nothing to do with you, sir.
I'm his solicitor. That's got everything to do with me. You brought him in last night. You can only hold him for 6 hours. Has he been charged yet?
No.
Well then, let him go. Come on, Catherine. You're obviously itching to give me a bollocking.
Is that what you think?
Irresponsible, arrogant. Isn't that what you think?
You really do have a high opinion of yourself, don't you, Greg? Well, if you want the truth, I feel sorry for you. Sorry because you've probably screwed up any chance you ever had of becoming an advocate. Well, the faculty don't take too kindly to applicants who've been arrested, albeit not charged. Irresponsible, foolhardy, arrogant, yes. But above all, a prat.
Anyway, if Smith's rotten, he's a dangerous man because he's fooled everyone who's met him. I have to tell you, Catherine, in that police station, the man's a folk hero.
Where are you going?
It'll be all right. Come on.
Get your coat. Quick. It's a good girl. Come on, sweetheart. You get in.
Jamie! Susan? Where's Mummy taking you? Janie, this is not the mature way to deal with our problems. Come inside, let's talk. Try to get to the bottom of this. See what can be done. Susan, tell Daddy where Mummy's taking you.
I'm really sorry I wasn't here.
There was no sign of forced entry. My door was locked when I got to it.
One of the porters.
Police think so. One of my cassette tapes was found behind the porter's desk.
Why your room? Why so much damage? come back?
Not because of what happened to my room.
Things have changed.
I'm going back to the hall.
Why?
Because that's where I live.
Take care.
Do me a favour.
Sure.
Lend me your violin.
Hello? Yes. Archie Hosisen, thank you.
You could join the guys around, so why are you picking on me? Just snap your
I've got Viv Little on the
fingers,
telephone.
Put her on.
why are you picking on me?
Yes, Viv?
I'm well aware of the game you have learned.
What?
That's right, you heard. I'm going to sue Dunbar and Partners for your negligence.
Are you sure about this?
Positive.
But tomorrow you'll have other candles to burn. Why are you picking on me?
The pathologist's report nails the lie that McCandlish killed her. She died to a blueprint used by the serial killer. We can exclude the confession. Smith is now a liability to the prosecution. All we need now is a good performance from McCandlish.
I've brought a full set of productions that the prosecution are going to use. I've sent a set to your junior as well.
I'll have a word with him as soon as he's looked at them. They've gone a bit over the top with the photographs, haven't they?
Don't worry. Be all right. Hello. This is Jenny Naismith and Susan. Hi. Come on in.
Bye.
Take your suitcase for you.
Thank you.
I want you to do me a big favor.
Mummy, I don't like it here.
Well, it won't be for very long.
Why are we staying here?
He, beat her up badly. Tried to strangle her, Viv says, in front of the child.
Why didn't she come back to you?
She feels that I've let her and Susan down. She told Viv that I said I only did conveyancing. I didn't mean it like that.
So what's happening?
Viv's going to try for an exclusion order, and this time an interdict. If she gets it, she says she's going to advise Janie to sue us for negligence.
What?
Viv says that any competent solicitor would have got an exclusion order at the first time of asking. So if Viv wins, we're in trouble.
Over the weekend, there were attacks on 20 women in the Lothian area. Police records show that in the city, street lighting in the presence of others is no protector. Taxi priority booking now puts women on their own within 10 minutes of a cab.
Who the hell are you?
When I'm out, I think it's good that, we can get a taxi back. The taxi drivers...
Good morning. There's some porridge, Mrs. Naismith.
Thanks. Would you like some porridge, Susan?
Yes, please.
Alone at last, McCandlish. Morgan, why don't you just leave me alone? It's not every day we get the prosecutor on the inside. Some would say it's a perfect opportunity. So I killed her. She knew nothing of it. As her head broke and her eyes flickered, she knew nothing of it. And I threw her into the sea. It was so instinctive, so right.
I told Greg to keep in touch.
Oh, he's an independent spirit, Catherine. He likes to wing it.
I worry about him.
How so?
He's making
Enemies.
Again.
So, how far are you going to go to protect him?
Charlie bloody Chaplin.
Greg, I'll be out in a minute. Wait a minute. Greg? Greg, is that you? Who is that? Stop it! It's not funny. Who is that? Stop it, it's not funny! Greg, is that you?
Open the door. My God, what the hell's going on? Are you all right? What's all that racket?
And someone trying to get in.
Where?
In the corridor.
It's all right.
I thought it was you.
It's all right. They've gone now.
Someone trying to get in.
Sort yourself. See you tomorrow.
All right.
And Archie, stop worrying.
Yes, Catherine. Good night.
Night.
Have they moved you on?
Aye, the Swain.
I have an idea for another pitch. Just as central.
Are you not supposed to vet people who come in here? What is it, open house?
Are you a resident here?
Leave it, Greg.
No, I'm not. And neither is she anymore.
Jack, come on. They've just won a treasure press.
That's the last time the law will come between us. Come on. Something I gotta do.
McDowell.
You want a result. We'll get one for you. But if things get messy, I don't want him to suffer. Do you understand?
Just get that result.
No, I hope Viv wins. For Jenny and Susan's sake. Even though I might lose my practicing certificate if she does.
Mr. Hanson's clerk. Oh, thanks, Libby.
think I've got all the books I need.
Well, you shouldn't worry. Dr. Lester never uses books. Our listeners' needs are pretty basic. Dr. Lester usually gets asked about mumps, measles, and chicken pox. Only once in a blue moon does he get a VD question. The same, I would imagine, will apply to yourself. Expect the mundane, but always be ready for the VD caller. VD, very difficult caller.
Call line 1.
I'm sure, yes.
And we have a caller, Mr. Jenks. Now, Mr. Jenks has a problem.
And the most important thing to remember, Mr. Jenks, is that with all things to do with litigation, it can always be a slow business. And I would suggest
we'll find out what our legal seagull suggests right after Carlyle.
You need a new advocate. Hanson's out of it. He stepped down.
What? Why?
No, you know better than to ask questions like that, Catherine.
Mr. Hoseason's telephone? Viv Little. Put her through. Viv, this is Dominic Lawson here. How can I help you?
Just tell him that we won. Tell him he's finished.
He's not in. You can't wait all day.
I can. This is his car. You going?
I'm a lawyer, Greg, not a private detective. Call me if you need me.
Well, after what Archie's told us, I think the local council deserve a Golden Flatulence Award.
Look, I didn't come here to be made fun of.
No one's here to make fun of you, Archie. Dr. Lester has no problems with the format.
Well, perhaps Dr. Lester is used to all this.
Caller number 8. Before you ask your question of our legal seagull, tell me, what sort of music do you like?
Most types of music, particularly choral, if you had to push me.
Mr. McCandlish, please sit down.
Why so glum? Things are going well. In fact, if the prosecution had any sense, they'd throw in the towel. In their position, I would.
We have a problem. A big problem.
VD question. Both left me. Wife and child. Making horrible accusations. Taunting me. Stripping away my self-respect. You know, Mr. Hoseason, I tried to reason with her. But it only made her worse. She alienated the child. She undermined everything that was beautiful. She was evil. I tried to help her. I tried to make her understand. It was when it started affecting the child. I never used violence towards her. I love her. I never beat her, hit her, hurt her in any way.
Thank you, caller 8. We've got a pretty tight schedule here.
Until you stuck your evil nose in. Had I hit her? Had I hurt her? You know that I hadn't. We were working it out. But you, Mr. Hoseason, saw something in it for you, a good case. So you came to my house, stirred it up. I want you to know that after your visit, any chances we had of saving ourselves had been destroyed by you. You needed to know that, Mr. Hoseason, and I needed to tell you.
It wasn't like that. You've misunderstood.
What about some music? Danny, have we anything choral back there?
And I will make you suffer for it. When did this happen?
Last night.
I don't understand.
No one does. There doesn't seem to be a reason. We have to face the fact. Hanson has ditched you. And I want to know why.
Sweet day, so cool, so calm, so bright. The brighter of the earth and sky. The dew shall weep thy fall tonight. For thou must
You're his superior.
Catherine Dunbar is encouraged to supervise the McCandlish case by Lord Thornhill, a senior member of the legal establishment.
You've got another one.
Another street performer is found murdered by the serial killer, and McCandlish's confidence is growing despite the discovery of his wife's body. Greg is anxious for Sarah, whose room is ransacked.
John! You're a pianist, a talented pianist.
Philip Jackson, her tutor, also expresses concern about Sarah's busking activities.
There's a nutcase out there.
John Naismith beats his wife, Janie, who flees from home with daughter Susan.
You get in!
Janie goes to Vivian Liddell for help, and she promises to sue Dunbar and Partners for negligence. Andrew Hanson, McCandlish's advocate, suddenly and with no explanation, withdraws from the case.
We have to face the fact. Hanson has ditched you. And I want to know why. We've got William Forbes. I know he's good.
Yes, good.
One of the brightest. He'll do you proud. We were lucky to get him.
Win this case.
We will.
I can't talk. I'm in a hurry.
You've got to tell us why.
You don't want to know.
Look, you owe it to us.
Can't you see a favour when it hits you in the face?
What I can see is a man running out, and I want to know why.
It's called etiquette. Something you know little about.
Etiquette?
Leave
Etiquette?
it. Leave it.
Is it something I shouldn't know?
Yes.
What? What shouldn't I know?
Are we being used? Are we being used?
Of course. We're lawyers.
May I call the diet, my lord? Please do. Stand up. Call the diet. Her Majesty's advocate against James John McCandlish. Are you James John McCandlish? Yes. Please sit.
Mr. Forbes?
I represent the accused, James John McCandlish, who pleads not guilty.
What does it mean? What use will this be when he punches me in the mouth? I tell you, he'll be out there now looking for me. And when he finds me, he'll kill me.
No, he won't. There's no way he'll find you at the hostel. You're safe now.
Excuse me. I've been asked to make contact with a woman called Janie Naismith. She was in court last week. I'm told she needs counselling. Could you tell me where I could find her, please?
I wasn't in that court, but if you bear with me, I'll find out.
Thank you.
Susan?
Bloody dog.
Yes, hello. Malcolm Davis. My name's Greg McDowell. I'm James McCandlish's solicitor. Now, I believe you were with Mr. McCandlish when he was arrested. I wonder if we could meet. Yes, I believe it is important.
Maybe just in the kitchen.
Don't do that.
Why have you done this, Janie?
Who's he?
Leave us alone, please.
No. No, don't.
Janie, please. We should have talked, listened, understood. We let others get involved. I hurt you. I know that. I hurt you both. I know that now. It's a start, Janie. It's something we can work on. Can you remember the way we once felt about each other? I can. Please, Janie. Judge me without the trappings I've hidden behind.
John, please don't do this to me.
It's only a collar, Janie. It doesn't excuse the things I've done to you.
No. Leave me alone. Just leave me alone.
Are you that hard? Don't even get a second chance. Come here. You will come home!
Leave me! Kathy, it's all right. We'll go home. John, tell her that you're going home. Tell her. It's all right. It's all right. It hurts, doesn't it?
Malcolm Davis.
Greg McDowell?
Thanks for coming. You're a close friend of the McCandlish family. You were with him when he was arrested. That's why I thought we needed to talk.
I don't know how I can help you.
You know Hanson's left the scene.
Yeah, I've heard.
Something must have scared him off.
Look, McDowell, I told you in my letter, I can't help your defense. Now, I was as shocked as the next man when he was arrested. I was standing next to him, for Christ's sake, but there's nothing I know that can help him.
No, I know. Tell me about Maureen McCandlish.
Maureen regretted the marriage before the confetti was out of the box, so she never said it, but we knew it. So did Jim. She never had the courage to tell him to go. It would have been a release for both of them if one of them had had the guts to do something about it.
There's no doubt in my mind that you were found in possession of Miss Thompson's belongings.
Just a cassette.
And you were the only person with the master keys to the rooms that night. You were on duty both nights when the room was ransacked and when she was harassed in the bathroom. Have you anything to say?
It wasn't me.
Sarah, I think it's right. You should have a chance of asking him any questions before we make any decisions.
I don't have anything to ask.
All right, Jack. We'll leave it there for the time being. Go on. Well, we should inform the police.
You mean they haven't been informed yet?
We carry out a short internal inquiry first to make sure it's a police matter and not...
This is a serious business, Mr. Jackson.
Sometimes the students play pranks.
I was there that night. I saw the state Sarah was in. What are you going to do about it?
Leave it, Philip. I don't live here anymore. Just leave the police out of it.
Sarah, this is serious.
I know.
All right. That's what you want.
By the way, Sarah, good luck with the concert on Monday.
Thanks, Philip. You're not coming?
No. Other commitments, I'm afraid. But I'll be thinking about you.
Nice.
Beats throwing chips around the room any day.
What?
Hello.
It's for you. A man.
A man? For me? Hello? They hung up.
If you haven't got an appointment, it's going to be impossible for you to see Miss Liddell. And anyway, it's lunchtime.
I'm sorry, but it's very important.
Three, center, on, 2, 3, right, 1, 2, 3.
What the hell is this?
Look, I've got to talk to you.
You're accepting responsibility for the negligence actions. Well?
Look, you're ruining us, Viv, both of us. And more tragically, you're destroying Janie and Susan. That is not what they want.
I'm going to get you, Archie. You Catherine, Dunbar and partners, the whole lot of you. Because you deserve it.
You know, Viv, this does not become you.
Didn't think I had it in me.
No. I was talking about the body stocking.
Mrs. McCandlish had been missing for some weeks. The accused did not see fit to report this. It wasn't until the neighbours' suspicions were aroused that...
Mr. McCandlish told you she was visiting friends in Australia, yes?
Yes.
She never arrived, yes?
Yes.
Isn't it the case that whatever happened to this woman will have occurred during her travels? Isn't that the case?
We're leaving the hostel tomorrow. John's left home. He's going to give us some breathing space.
I'm really pleased it's worked out for you. We'll speak soon about the negligence action against Dunbar and partners. I need your statement.
Susan and I are going home. My marriage may be over, maybe not, I don't know. But I want to finish all this here and now. Archie's a good man. I know him. He doesn't deserve this. So no more courts, no more lawyers, no more destruction. I mean it. No Stop it now before it does irreparable harm.
No! Don't! Don't! Stop it!
Are you sure?
No doubt. McCandlish turned animal. He nearly killed him. But Morgan won't speak against him.
No. All right, thanks.
Morgan, yes. It was him or me.
You nearly killed him.
An exaggeration.
I don't think so.
Have it your own way. What can I do for you?
You must be very pleased the way the trial's going.
Very content. Forbes. It reminds me of myself. Keen, aggressive.
Animal.
Controlled. I've always valued your skepticism of my case. A good lawyer should suspect his client's case. Makes for a watertight defense, which is exactly what we got.
Tell me again you didn't do it.
I didn't do it. But you get the person that did, and you get the serial killer. Same methods, believe me.
I know you did it, McCandlish. I know you did it. I want you to know that.
I know. Come back when you've calmed down. Have a drink. Speak to Sarah.
What do you know about Sarah? You've never seen her?
No, I haven't. You spoke of her. I'm an advocate. I don't forget. And maybe you should speak to Catherine. I think you should. She'll put your mind at rest. She's a fine person, but predominantly a lawyer.
Sorry if I frightened you, Sarah. But I do appreciate good music. Nice ring. So where does Greg stand in all this?
Greg and I sorted things out. It's good.
Don't ever let him affect your career. Everything in moderation.
Yes.
McCandlish's passport was in his papers. In the case file he gave me. It's a joint passport. It's Mrs. McCandlish's passport. The one she'd have taken with her, the one she'd have needed to go to Australia. I checked with the passport office, it's her only one. She never travelled. She never even thought of travelling.
Candlish said she travelled.
Well, this passport says she didn't.
It's a bit more complicated than your moral superiority, Greg. It's black and white to you, isn't it?
No, it isn't.
Do you think I don't have doubts? Perhaps he's guilty. Perhaps he is guilty. But he's entitled to a lawyer who's committed to his case. He's entitled to a defense. What happens when the next client comes along and he looks guilty? Do we judge him too? Do we judge them all? Do we, Greg? We're not in business to judge people. There are others who'll do that. Plenty of people, too eager to put on the black cap. I think you and I are different. It's our job to be different. We have to be. But I think there's someone who ought to know about your find. You were prepared to back McCandlish without reservation, primarily because you thought he was innocent.
Yes.
And it had nothing to do with his position. Nothing at all.
McCandlish is innocent. We are honourable people, Catherine. Honourable people will stick by him.
He said his wife travelled to Australia.
Yes.
She didn't.
Jackson's convinced I should give up busking.
Well, I've got to say it. I think he's right. What about the concert?
What about the concert? All the victims have been busking on the street. Greg, you're cheating.
I'm not.
You are.
I'm not.
You didn't listen to a single word I said yesterday.
McCandlish knows how I feel. Why doesn't he talk to me about it?
If we can't do it, we must step aside.
You step aside.
You want to get him convicted. This could destroy you.
No, it won't. They can take back what's theirs, the lawyer. I only borrowed it. They won't destroy me.
The plaudits are waiting for you, Greg. Now, the case is all but won. Forbes is good, but it was your skill that prepared this defense. The win will be yours.
What do you know about the serial killer?
What can I know? Listen, when all this is over, we should have a drink and sort this out.
This is not just to do with you, McCandlish. There's a lunatic out there killing people, and you know something. Tell me. You should know it's personal.
Sarah.
You murdered your wife. And you murdered her the same way the serial killer murdered his victims. You don't give a toss there are lives at stake, do you? We checked your passport. Your wife never went to Australia.
Catherine knows what to do, and she'll do it. Better get your act together, McDowell.
I'm gonna nail you.
Go home to Sarah. Get out. You're sacked. Get out.
Good. The shackles are off.
I loved my wife. We married late, and I think because of that, we valued each other more. Our friendship with Malcolm Davis was very important to us. It was he who brought us together.
You have to accept that. What do you think I am, an animal? But I was pushed. And it wasn't so much her indifference, it was her silent contempt. It tore at my throat so I could hardly speak. And so then I tore at hers.
You killed her?
I've told you that I did. She was a grossly unhappy woman, a sad woman. I sincerely believe that although she would not have wanted the pain, she wanted the death.
And you gave it her?
With immense sadness. I consider myself the most gentle of men, the most gentle. I still do.
I'm sorry. They did their best. It was by injection. She wouldn't have felt anything.
I think you're overreacting.
No, I think not. This business with Archie has affected the reputation of the firm.
The case has been dropped.
It's left a bad aftertaste. I'll work my 3 weeks' notice, if you insist.
No, Dominic. Go.
There's your key. Thanks. You got a phone I could use? Just there, mate. Thanks. I'll have a pint of special, please. Sarah. Hiya. Listen, I'm found handsome. I'm going to try and get the truth out of him. Look, I'm really sorry. I'm going to miss the concert. I love you too. Take care. Thanks.
But you liked Lawson. We needed him.
Winnie, not as much as we need you. 20 years, remember? Man and boy.
Morning.
Morning.
things have changed.
Not for me. How did you find me?
It wasn't difficult. You told me about your Highland retreat. I asked around.
I'm sorry that you've wasted your time.
Look, you know something that could save some lives. Something about McCandlish. You know McCandlish sacked me. I'm not his man anymore.
You resigned?
No, he sacked me. He got in first.
That was a mistake.
Your scrapbook.
You could say that.
Well done. Great concert.
Thank you.
That was real music. You impressed them a lot.
I'm so pleased you could make it.
Look, I was going to pop home for some lunch. How about a celebratory drink?
Great. I'll just get my things.
Some of these documents relate to the McCandlish case.
Copies. The prosecution supplied us with too many. I should have returned them to you.
I'll leave that sort of thing to pride. Can't hope to read through everything. That's why I employ you lot.
Anything interesting?
The police suspected McCandlish from the beginning. They'd had his house under surveillance right from the start.
That's not unusual. The spouse is always the first suspect. It doesn't mean that McCandlish is guilty.
No, but they'd been watching the place for weeks, day and night.
James was always a popular man. I don't think he realized he had so many friends.
So what does that mean?
Well, all the people who visited him. It's a who's who of legal luminaries. It's enough to make you envious.
Look, I haven't got time. You've got to tell me. Why did you give up on the case?
There are some interesting trials on this table. They represent a lifetime.
For Christ's sake, Hanson, are you listening to me?
McDowell, this is my home. Here, you listen to me. Raymond Philip Walker, accused of killing his wife 16 years ago. They never found the body. He was acquitted. It was a great triumph for me. He was guilty, of course. Read the cutting.
I haven't got time.
Read it. It's interesting.
McCandlish prosecuted this case. So what happened to Walker?
You said you weren't coming to the concert.
How could I keep away? It's not every day I get a chance to hear you play.
Well, I'm on the street corners most days, busking. You're always welcome to come and listen.
16 years later, a little older, perhaps a little fatter, and a new name. Visiting McCandlish's home 2 days after Maureen McCandlish's disappearance.
It's Philip Jackson.
Sarah, I've told you before about the busking. It's not right.
It's okay.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Philip, I
You don't understand, do you?
understand what?
You've caused me a lot of problems. You've forced me to think very hard. You can't say I've not given you chances.
Chances to do what?
To save yourself, Sarah.
After the trial, Walker as good as told me that he'd killed his wife.
Blow to the neck and strangulation. The same way McCandlish's wife died. So McCandlish paid Walker to kill his wife. And this photograph links the two men.
McCandlish got caught. He didn't want to mess with Walker, so he had no alternative but to take the consequences. Then you and I stepped in. We gave him the backbone and the ammunition to fight. We did our job, and we did it damn well. Then I asked Lord Thornhill's advice. He was the natural person to turn to, since I'd been his pupil before I was called to the bar. He said I had no alternative but to withdraw from the case once I'd seen the photographs.
So McCandlish set Walker up, Jackson off killing again. Why buskers? Thornhill must have known, and he did nothing.
The legal establishment backs McCandlish from the start. I see no reason to change that. If we did, it would be very damaging.
You could have abandoned him from the start.
We have put him on a pedestal.
McCandlish's guilt is the issue.
No, our judgment is the issue. The public like to see us get it right. McCandlish is our man, our choice.
Our choice? Why didn't you tell me this was purely political?
You're one of us, Catherine. You can't hide it.
You weren't like the others. The buskers, the street people. You know, it's no better than begging. All over the street, people begging, intimidating you, making you feel like you're dirt, when it's them. But you weren't like them. You shouldn't have been there. You needn't have been there. You didn't take my advice. Don't go on the street like a common slut. Will you take my advice now?
Yes. Yes, I will.
No, you won't. I couldn't make up my mind about you. The others were easy. I don't usually talk to them, but I had to talk to you, give you a chance. I tried to warn you, smashing up your room, the bathroom. I had to give you a chance. Because I thought you were different. But you're not different.
Please, Tom, please, please, Tom, please, please, Tom.
You play the piano like a goddess and you're dirt.
Please.
I am a lawyer. I will defend you. You'd have no doubt about that.
Then all is well.
Miss Dunbar, telephone for you.
I'll be right with you.
Catherine, it's Jackson. Philip Jackson. Sarah's tutor. Tell her McCandlish used Jackson. The photographs will nail him. The prosecution have copies.
You know what this will mean?
He's an animal, Catherine. You know it. Put him down.
I'm a lawyer, Greg. So are you. He's my client.
Put him down, Catherine. Put him down.
Now phone the police.
Can you see any movement at the rear? Is it all clear? Instant. Shots fired. Back up now.
How do you think I felt? How do you think I feel? She's gone, and I have to accept that. But that cannot take away the pain.
And the anger.
Anger? Oh, yes, anger. I have told the truth. I'm not a violent man. I am a man who has lost his wife, who has lost everything. And I am innocent of this charge.
Mr. Forbes? I have very few further questions to ask you, Mr. McCandlish. They'll take only a few minutes, and I'm sure then we will be able to reach a satisfactory conclusion.
They're approaching the final speeches, my lord.
Any problems?
None.
I have told the truth during the course of this trial.
The whole truth?
Lies will out. During my career as an advocate, I was well practiced in detecting and exposing lies. If I were telling lies, he would have exposed them.
You have told us everything.
I have not spared myself.
Have you seen Sarah? Yeah, she went out with Jackson.
Who's your incident commander? DC Murray. Anyone in there with him?
McGill.
Stop, sir. I cannot let you through this.
You must let me through. There's a very, very good friend of mine involved.
No, I understand.
Please, listen to me. I do understand that. I'm involved. I'm personally involved with this situation.
Right, Ian. Fire, men. Right, lads, you know your positions. Go.
Go!
All right, clear up.
Step.
Have you agreed on a verdict?
Yes.
What is your verdict in respect of the accused, James John McCandlish?
Not guilty.
Move in and clear the house! Sir!
You're a friend of Sarah Thompson's? That's what I've been trying to say. Is she all right? What's happening?
Just follow me, sir.
Huh?
What do you say? Hope the bastard suffered.
Feeling an awful lot better. Thank you very much. Pleasure. No, I owe you at least one lunch. No, I'm very grateful for your help. Thank you. Our pleasure. It was a great listening. Catherine! Down to you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Guilty.
Mr. McCandlish, how are you feeling, sir?
This way, Mr. McCandlish.
One at a time, please. I'm feeling naturally very relieved.
Mr. McCandlish.
And I don't think the outcome is ever...
And again, Mr. McCandlish.
So